Alright guys, so today we're going to take a little break from looking at true wireless earbuds, and we're going to look at a pretty different range of audio equipment. And even in price range, this ranges anywhere from $59 all the way up to $1,300. And this kind of falls more in line with what I like to use while I'm at home. So technically these are audio equipment pieces that I feel can vastly improve the way that you listen to your audio. Now, these are all from the company iFi. This is a brand, at least with my experience with them, that they offer different types of equipment that has some really impressive components, really impressive build quality, very impressive audio output, and it's usually much less in price range compared to other companies that offer similar products. Now, I'm going to start with the least expensive. It is the iFi Go Link. Now, this is a $59 USB-C to 3.5mm DAC, or portable amp, that you can plug into any device that uses USB-C. But inside the box, it also comes with a USB-A adapter. It also comes with the Lightning adapter so that you can plug into an iPhone if that's what you're using. So versatility, it pretty much has you covered out of the box. Now, I like to use this with the Steam Deck, and I like to use it with my iPad because that's how I like to watch movies. The DAC that it's using specifically is an ES9219 quad DAC. It's giving you high-res audio. It supports 32-bit playback up to 384 kilohertz, and it is a plug and play. There's no software required. You just plug it into whatever device you're using, and it will just instantly give you more volume output, and it will also give you more out of your lows, mids, and highs. And the overall sound, in my opinion, that I feel is it's giving me a little bit more boosted bass. It's giving me a lot more clarity in the treble, and mids are pushing slightly more forward so that I can hear dialogue and vocalists that much better. And again, out of a piece that's $59, you would kind of compare this to like the Dragonfly little portable DACs that you can buy. So if you prefer to use wired headphones or IEMs, which in my opinion is the best way to get audio, this is a nice little piece of equipment to have. Now, the next device is the ZenAir Blue. It's a $99 high-res Bluetooth streamer, which basically improves your Bluetooth audio and gives you RCA outputs, your left and right. You can plug it straight into speakers. You can also get an adapter to plug in a set of headphones. And this is an impressive piece of equipment just because you can take your normal phone or tablet or however you listen to your Bluetooth source, stream it over to this box and get very close to analog type sound while still using your normal Bluetooth streaming services. It's elevating the sound because it has its own DAC amp built into it. It uses Bluetooth 5.1, and it also uses a Qualcomm 5100 series chip. It supports aptX, basically everything. aptX low latency, aptX HD, adaptive, and it also supports LDAC playback. So it's kind of just giving you flexibility and ease of use of having your device, your iPad or your phone or whatever, and just having it send that signal over to a wired device that's going to give you better audio quality anyways. But now we're going to jump to the thing that I've been absolutely just hooked on, and I really didn't think I would be. I thought it was immediately going to be overpriced, and that is the iFi Neo Stream. This is the device that comes in at $1,299, so we're going to just go ahead and say $1,300. And I know it's not a cheap piece of equipment, but it's pretty incredible what it's doing. It is a hi-fi, high-res audio streaming box that you can plug into an Ethernet cable, or you can use Wi-Fi because it does include its own antenna. But it also has a Burr Brown DAC chipset, which is basically the DAC amp that's built into here. I mean, the audio quality that I'm getting out of this stream box just using Spotify has been nothing short of incredible. Now, I'm using it with an Ethernet cable plugged into the box, a fiber optic cable running from it into my Edifier or Hecate G5000 desktop speakers, and the sound quality it's just amazing. And as soon as you start to even turn it up a little bit, you hear so much clarity out of this box and out of these speakers. And the speakers are a $500 set of speakers. So this isn't like, you need thousands of dollars worth in your speakers before you can even get a lot out of this $1,300 box. And I started to compare these to some other streaming boxes out there, and it comes in a lot less on the price point. And I'm telling you, some people that are used to using their own DAC and amps are going to be pleasantly surprised at what this Burr Brown DAC is doing that's in here. I didn't think that I was going to get that much more of an improvement over my sound quality, but it really is night and day. And I didn't notice any kind of compression. The audio quality was just fantastic overall. The streaming box also has a display, a digital display, so you can see the album artwork. You can see what kind of connection you have. Now, I will say, if you're going to set this up using Wi-Fi, although you don't need an app to do this, it's still kind of a pain in the ass to initially set it up. You have to go through and kind of set it up by connecting, using it by Wi-Fi, and then going in your browser and manually putting in the IP address, and then it will come up with some options so that you can then connect it to your home Wi-Fi. Once you do all that, that's out of the way, and it's not something you're going to have to do every time. But it seems tedious, and once you go in that browser and see some of the options that you have, there is some work that needs to be done there. But again, that's not something that you're going to use on a normal basis. It isn't just for the initial setup, and you can kind of move on from that. And then once you get past that, once you have Spotify or whatever streaming service that you're using open, you then connect it to that streamer. The same way you would switch it over from a speaker to something else, and then you're good to go. And I also think out of the box, they're giving you a lot of different accessories as far as cables. They give you a stand if you do want to sit it upright, and it will just switch around the album artwork. But some other things in the box is it does come with that Wi-Fi antenna. It does come with an Ethernet cable. It comes with the power cable, a set of RCA cables, a USB-A to USB-C cable. It gives you the fiber optic cable out of the box. But it also comes with an RJ45 Ethernet to fiber converter, which is really the best signal that you can get. Now, using it this way, it'll just eliminate any kind of ground noise, anything that usually kind of interferes or affects your audio quality. It just gets rid of that altogether, and it gives you a more pure to the source sound, a cleaner sound without anything affecting it. And again, mixing that with getting the Burr Brown DAC that's built into here, which I'm going to tell you now, definitely brings out a lot of details. It is very sharp. It's very clear. The mids are elevated slightly so that vocalists always stood out. And the bass is tuned up, but it's still very tight. So it has a quick impact. It's not a subwoofer type bass unless you want it to be. And in my case, I use the Edifier or Hecate G5000 speakers to go in and switch it around to the different EQ settings that are built in. And again, that's kind of been audio bliss for me in the last few weeks. I've compared it to everything else that I've used in the past, different DACs and amps plugged into different headphones and things like that. And really, this has elevated my audio quality to a whole other level. And there's tons of different outputs on the box itself that you can take advantage of, even a balanced output if you like to plug in your speakers or headphones that way. And also the controls and the different things that you can switch between. I think this is kind of tedious as well. I would have liked to have seen an actual remote so you don't have to be right there at the device. You're just using a single knob, and you're having different settings like turning the hotspot on and, you know, turning it into analog or a digital output depending on how you're wanting to use the box. And it also gives you 4 different digital filters, which are made to kind of switch around depending on the source that you're using. So it's going to affect the audio and the output of the audio. And I didn't really find myself switching this much. I just left it in standard mode. And also the NeoStream supports full MQA playback, which is master quality authenticated. And this is if you're using sources like Tidal or any streaming services that have that playback. I just know that Tidal does. I don't notice a huge difference here as opposed to just listening to a normal file like a FLAC file. You can also plug in like an external drive with your own music sources and use it that way. So the flexibility and what all this box can do, especially considering the audio output that it has, I definitely had no issues with the price tag after that. I was kind of scared of it going in, but it's an amazing device. It's obviously not going to be for everyone. And I do wish, you know, they would update some of the software to actually give it a full-fledged app or change it where things just worked a little more fluid in the connection process. But it's a fantastic device, and comparing it to other, you know, boxes in the market, again, I see where the value is. Now, this is not a sponsored video. I'm always looking for budget companies I ran across a lot of reviews and a lot of people that recommended these different products from this company. So I definitely felt like they were worth checking out. And they really do deliver on that value to performance ratio I like to look at. But guys, that wraps up my video on the iFi Go Link, the Zenair Blue, and also the Neo Stream. 3 different devices that deliver when it comes to audio quality. But thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.